This is Mrs. Wilkoskis in the library. It is October 24th, 2017, and this video is on how to paraphrase without plagiarizing. And I think most of us who've done this know that it's actually pretty hard sometimes because you're trying to come up with words to describe the same thing without using the same words and putting your own spin on it. So here's what we're doing for the world history, the writing assignment number 2. So I started out with an article, just as an example, on Hispaniola. And I read this article. And you could paraphrase paragraph by paragraph, but I actually didn't do that in this case. So it depends on your needs. So I read this paragraph. And while I had this paragraph open, I opened up another screen and I started taking notes. And these are the notes that I took. And the best thing you can do is take as few notes with as few words as possible. That way it will lend itself to putting you in your own words. Okay. Because I wanted it to be my spin. And you do not need to worry about the fact that you don't sound like a professional writer. You're a 10th grader. You're not supposed to. And that's fine. I don't sound like a professional writer, and I am not a 10th grader. You just need to be you and just do. The only way to get better is to do it. Okay, so I started by, I broke mine up into topics: geography, history, and land use, even though, whoopsie, that is not exactly how that article broke down. It's kind of mismatched. So I actually picked each topic, wrote a heading, and then I just broke it into bullet points. Then I put the article away and then used my bullet points right here to write my article, my paraphrase. And you have to just get it down, and you don't worry about wording now. You can massage the words later. One of the things that I didn't like, and I wrote myself notes over here, I didn't like the fact that I used that Hispaniola was discovered by Christopher Columbus. There were people already there. He discovered it for the, for the European world, but so I didn't like my word, but I could get caught up in that, and that wastes time, and that isn't the process right now, because I may not even use it later. So I just go ahead and I get my first stab down. I make myself little notes over here to kind of give myself something to think about. And the other thing that after I actually wrote this and I went back and read this, I think I read that they deforested the mountains to grow coffee. And then they talked to, actually, when I went back and read it, and that would be smart to go back and read it, they talked about how the coffee was grown in the highlands. So I'd actually have to do a little bit more grow in highlands. And I don't know how different that is than the mountains. I always think of the highlands as going up to the mountains. So I'm not sure about that. So if that was important enough for me to make its way into the paper, I'd probably have to verify that. So make yourself little notes. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. This is not your final draft of anything. You're just getting it down. So that's how I do my work in order to not plagiarize, because plagiarism is sometimes hard. Sometimes they have great ways to say something, and you think that's a great way, and you want to use it too, but we can't. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here to help.